Of all the fast food burger chains, which one has the best loyalty rewards program? Well, in order to find that out, you and I are going to have to traverse the multiverse! Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, the show that's as loyal as it is rewarding. And speaking of loyalty, I don't think it's much of a secret, loyal theorists, that I love me some fast food burgers. I mean, we've done so many episodes on them that I sure hope I would love them, but these burger joints ain't getting any cheaper. And so, in an effort to save a couple bucks on my frequent burger runs, I began taking advantage of the loyalty rewards programs these companies offer through their app. You know the ones that I'm talking about. You buy food through the app and earn points based on what you spend. You can then use those points to redeem free items like fries or a burger. I personally have been messing around with the McDonald's one, and I gotta say, it's a pretty sweet deal. Every couple of trips, I can redeem a little treat like an apple pie. Can't complain about that. I mean, I can, because I don't like apple pie, but you get me. But then I realized, what about Burger King? Or Wendy's? Or any of the fast food burger joints? They all have their own version of a loyalty program. Surely one of them has to be the best. Which of the national burger chains gives you the most bang for your buck? The most juice for your squeeze, I thought. But if I want to figure all that out in a timely manner, I was gonna have to eat a lot of burgers, or throw out a lot of burgers, and I'm not really one for food waste. So I recruited some help. This is Byron. Say hi, Byron, that's enough. And for the next 30 days, he's gonna be eating at McDonald's non-stop, gathering me data on all the best deals McDonald's rewards program has to offer. But he won't be alone. I've warped in several Byrons from across the multiverse, and each one will be spending the next month eating at one of the big boys of the burger world. Once they're done, I'll summon them back, crunch the numbers, and run what I'm calling the Byron Bowl to label one fast food place as having the greatest loyalty program, not just in this world, but the entire known multiverse. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it like that every time. Godspeed, loyal Byrons. I hope you find this experience as rewarding for you as it is for me. But while they're getting their burger on, allow me to explain the rules. I've given each of the Byrons a budget of $30 per week, or $120 for the month to spend at their respective restaurants. This reflects roughly how much the average American spends on fast food weekly. Didn't know it was above average. Would you look at that? They can spend that $120 however they like, but over that time, they'll be accumulating those sweet points. When they return, we'll spend those points in an attempt to maximize the free stuff we get from these restaurants. You know, really sticking it to the man. Each restaurant is going to be judged on 3 criteria. 1, which brings us the most money back into our pockets in the form of free food. Because after all, like the Wu-Tang Clan said, dollar bills, y'all. 2nd will be how many calories worth of free stuff we can get. If I could only live on free rewards program meals for the rest of my life, which burger joint has my back? And finally, since this is a burger battle, our 3rd criteria will be which restaurant allows us to redeem the most free burgers. Each restaurant will then be ranked based on how well they do in each category, all leading up to a final epic multiverse level horse race, the Byron Bowl, to crown our fast food king. Why horses, you ask? Mainly because I love that little carnival horse game. Yeah, anyway, for now, the rest of the rules can wait until they become relevant, because our first Byron is now done with his quest. McDonald's Byron. My favorite. Don't tell the others. Since you were the whole reason we did this episode, it's fitting that you were the first one to finish. How you feeling? That was a lot of McDonald's, huh? Well, did you get the data? Yeah, perfect. Very interesting. Good job, Byron. Now go over there. So at McDonald's, you earn 100 points for every dollar you spend. So over the course of the month, McDonald's Byron earned a hefty 12,000 points. But what can we spend it on? In total, there are 24 items you can redeem those points for, with the cheapest ones, like the vanilla cone, worth a cool 1,500 points. Well, assuming the ice cream machine isn't broken. Then there are items that are worth 3,000, 4,500, and the most expensive items you can redeem, such as the Big Mac and the Quarter Pounder with cheese, are worth 6,000 points, half of our budget. After running the numbers, it's clear it is not worth it to save up for those big ticket items. In terms of dollars returned for points spent, spending $60 just to be able to redeem one free $5.69 nice cent Big Mac just isn't worth it compared to the steals you get at the 1,500 tier. Redeeming the sausage biscuit, hash brown, and cheeseburger are just objectively way better deals. But the single best bang for your buck you can get with your McDonald's rewards points is the humble McChicken. At just 1,500 points, Byron was able to get 8 free McChicken. And he's not even sick of them yet. Ain't that right, Byron? Yeah, he's fine. But if your goal was just to acquire the most free calories using our 12,000 points, then your best bet will be to come back for breakfast and get yourself 8 free sausage biscuits at 460 calories a pop. So far, McDonald's is looking pretty solid. But if I'm trying to make off like the Hamburglar, how many burgers will Ronald let me burgle? Well, once again, the 1500 tier is our friend, as the simple cheeseburger is the cheapest burger we can redeem. And at 8, that's an incredible start for good old Mickey D's. Thank you, Byron Prime. BK Byron, what took you so long? Burger King's loyalty program, or Royal Perks as they call it, works a little bit differently from McDonald's. Instead of getting 100 points for every dollar spent, at BK you get 10 crowns for every dollar spent. Which, I know, sounds like a ripoff, but at BK all the redeemable items are scaled appropriately. So more or less, it's the same conversion rate. BK also offers the most variety of items available to be redeemed of any restaurant in our competition at an astounding 34. If there's something on the menu at BK you like, chances are you can redeem it using your points. Sorry, crowns. And speaking of crowns, when it comes to your birthday, BK really wants you to feel like a king. During your entire birthday month, and I'm gonna repeat that because it bears repeating, entire birthday month, you earn double crowns. That's right, 20 crowns per dollar spent. And as a little treat on your actual birthday, you get a free item, such as a Whopper Jr., chicken fries, or chicken sandwich. No points required. Nice! Now, for our Byron Bowl competition, I decided to not consider the double crowns promotion because I don't know when Byron's birthday is, and I don't really care to know. Plus, it's only really relevant 1/12 of the year, so it felt unfair to give BK the super boost. But whether you're earning double crowns or not, what is the best way of spending those precious points? Well, similar to McDonald's, the lower point items are a far better bang for your buck, with the best value item being a tie between the small fries or the small onion rings at 200 crowns. Sorry, you can't go halvesies. That being said, if you're someone who actually likes breakfast with the king, the ham, bacon, and sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches at 400 points aren't a bad deal either. But speaking of breakfast, if you're trying to maximize your caloric intake from a month of BK rewards, then may I interest you in the Burrito Jr., which you can redeem 6 of over the course of the month for a total of 2,520 calories of breakfast burrito goodness. As for the burgers, in order to get a free hamburger or cheeseburger, you have to cough up 200 crowns, meaning Byron was only able to snag 6 of them compared to McDonald's 8. But overall, a solid showing for BK. But what happens when the girl with the square patties starts to square up? Wendy Byron, darling, what you got for me? Okay, so same as BK, we earn 10 points for every dollar we spent. But unlike Burger King or McDonald's, the sauciest deals aren't just limited to the lower point items. While some of the best deals are still found on the lower tiers, saving up 800 points to get a Dave's Double or 900 for a fresh made salad also isn't that bad of an investment, especially if you're going as often as Byron is. But the best deal you can get with your Wendy's points is, well, that was actually surprisingly hard to get an answer to. You see, according to Byron's calculations, the single best item to redeem was, hilariously, the kids meal for 550 points. But which kids meal? Because which kids meals are eligible massively changes the math. Most of the kids meals at Wendy's, like the nugget meals or the burger meals, cost less than $5. But then I opened up my app and saw that a kid's 2-piece tender meal costs $6.39, which, for 550 points, would not only be the best deal at Wendy's, but the best deal of the day so far. And it is a kids meal, so it should count, right? Well, knowing how greedy these megacorps can be, I assume the answer is no. But it couldn't hurt to ask. So you know what I did? You know what I did for you, loyal theorists? I called up Wendy's customer service and spoke with an actual human to get an answer to my dumb question. What is my job? They were actually really nice and chill about it. I imagine their whole day is spent dealing with people complaining, so I'm sure they were relieved to answer a question about what kids meals this 31-year-old is able to redeem with his fictional currency. Anyway, they ended up telling me in no uncertain terms that yes, only the kids meals that are less than $5 are worth 550 reward points. So that meant that the kids meal wouldn't be the best deal at Wendy's, and instead we had to default to the next best item, the 4-piece nuggets for 200 points. But the complexities of Wendy's don't stop there. See, the most calorically dense item you can get for your points is yet another breakfast item, the large breakfast potatoes for 350 points. The problem? Well, Byron earned 1,200 points over the course of his Wendy's month, and 350 doesn't go evenly into 1200. So since I can't redeem half a reward, what are we gonna do? One option could be to try and split my points over multiple items. Redeem 3 large breakfast potatoes for 350 each. But then I'd only have 150 points left, and Wendy's doesn't have a 150 point item. Tisk tisk, Wendy's, tisk tisk. And so, in an effort to not punish a restaurant for simply not having their points be arbitrarily divisible by 1200, we're gonna assume that we can redeem every last point with whatever the best possible item ends up being. So for Wendy's, that means I'll assume I can get 3.43 large breakfast potatoes for a grand total of 1,749 calories. Similarly, I'll also be redeeming 3.43 junior bacon cheeseburgers. So without the 2-piece chicken tender kids meal being redeemable, it's clear that Wendy's rewards are not as fresh as their beef patties. Time to move on to the most interesting loyalty program of the day, Sonic. Because everyone's favorite drive-in restaurant is the only loyalty rewards program we're looking at today that actually rewards you for being loyal. Like most of the other restaurants we talked about today, when you first sign up for Sonic Rewards, you get 10 points for every dollar you spend. However, the more you go to Sonic, the more points you earn per buck. After 10 visits, you get elevated to star status, meaning you earn 11 points per dollar. And then, after visiting 30 times, you enter legend status, which earns you 12 points per dollar on top of the coolest tier name ever. And that's not all. You also get a free small shake or corn dog on your birthday and a free medium fries, tots, or drink when you reach the tier, as well as some personalized VIP details. Honestly, you get a lot of value out of reaching the legend status, but since it's hard to quantify exactly what the dollar for dollar benefits are, we won't be considering the extra benefits for our Byron Bowl. But since I am a legend, I made sure Byron pre-earned the legend status so that we can get the 12 points per dollar, meaning he has 1,440 points to spend. But where should we spend it? Well, the answer for the item with the most bang for your buck and the item that grants you the most calories happens to be the same. The best redeemable item at Sonic is far and away the hot fudge sundae, which, not only is it delicious, it also is the single best item we've looked at today as far as return on investment. While in legend status, Byron was able to snag 7.2 hot fudge sundaes at $3.39 a piece, meaning we get over $24 of free fudge over the course of a month. That being said, if you aren't in the mood for a sweet treat, much like most of the other restaurants we talked about today, it ain't worth saving your points, and you should redeem for the cheaper items as soon as you have the points to do so. On to the penultimate restaurant, and boy do we have a stinker. Jack in the Box has by far the worst rewards program out there, and it's not even close. The best item you can get using your 1,200 Jack in the Box points is the cluck sandwich for 700. That means you need to spend $70 at Jack in the Box just to get one chicken sandwich. I'll remind you that Byron spent $120 at Jack over the course of this month, and he got back just $10.27 worth of food. Now, for this competition, I decided to not include the coupons that are often bundled in these apps for a few reasons. One, these coupons are usually treated as something separate from the rewards program. And two, the coupons vary wildly depending on the specific location. And let's just say, for Jack in the Box's sake, they must be glad I did that because I opened the coupons on the Jack app, cobwebs. Jack in the Box, more like Jack in the Box. Calorically, it doesn't get much better. The best caloric bang for your buck is a regular fountain drink, of which you can only get 4 after eating there for a month. Even if that soda was something high in calories like Barq's root beer, that's still just 1,280 calories worth of free food. Or should I say drink, which is not fun at all. Barely wets my whistle compared to some of the other deals we've seen. And speaking of good deals, oh my god! Our final restaurant today has one of the most insane deals I have ever seen. We have to talk about Hardee's / Carl's Jr. Now, as I'm sure you're well aware, Carl's Jr. and Hardee's may look similar and have similar-ish menus, but they are completely different restaurants, with Hardee's being on the East Coast and Carl's Jr. on the West. Their rewards programs are also very similar, earning 10 stars for every dollar spent and redeemable items at 150, 300, and 500 stars. But that's where the similarities end. Since their menus are so different, it's hard to really compare the two. So I decided to only send Byron to Hardee's since I'm now an East Coaster. Right on schedule. I was just telling the audience about the GOAT fast food rewards item, the home-style breakfast burrito. For just 150 stars, the equivalent of spending $15 at Hardee's, you can redeem the home-style sausage, egg, and cheese burrito. Not only is it an absolutely insane 910 calories per burrito, but it ordinarily costs you $4.99. That's right, if you spend $15 at Hardee's, you get a free $5 burrito. That's a 33% return on your investment. By far the best deal today. I had to double and triple check to make sure I wasn't seeing things, but even people on Reddit were confirming this legendary deal. And at 150 stars apiece, Byron was able to snag 8 of them over the course of the month. That's nearly $40 and 7,440 calories worth of free burrito. And sorry, Carl's Jr. fans, I did check to see if this reward was available in your loyalty program, and sadly, it is a Hardee's exclusive deal. But speaking of deals, the great deals are not exclusive to the breakfast burrito. If you take the top 10 best bang for your buck items across this entire competition, 6 of the top 10 are all found at Hardee's. Turns out, the 150 star tier at Hardee's is just goated. But, like any good hero, Hardee's unfortunately has an Achilles kryptonite. And for them, that's the burger rewards. The cheapest burger rewards you can redeem at Hardee's is either the famous star or the Frisco burger, both of which cost 500 pointaroonies. That means that over the course of the month, Byron could only get 2.4 Friscos. Not that he could have another bite after all the burritos. But enough talking about the numbers. It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. It's time for the Byron Bowl. We've sent these Byrons across the multiverse, figuring out the best fast food burger rewards program. And after tabulating all the results, it's time to see which store comes out on top.
And they're off! As they come onto the money straight, Hardee's comes out to an early lead, followed by Sonic, followed by McDonald's, and followed by Burger King, Wendy's, and Jack in the Box bringing up the rear. As they turn onto the calorie band, Hardee's continues its dominant run, taking a commanding lead over Sonic and McDonald's, who are neck and neck. BK and Wendy's continue to fade as Jack in the Box is practically still back on the starting grid. And now we're making it to the final stretch, heading down Burger Alley, and it's coming down to the wire. It seems like no one is gonna catch Hardee's, and the humanity just meters away from the finish. And McDonald's is surging down the final stretch. Is he going to catch Hardee's at the line? And he has done it! McDonald's has won the Byron Bowl! McDonald's has won the Byron Bowl! Hardee's crosses the line to finish second, followed by a photo finish between BK and Sonic. Wendy's finishes in 5th, and
oh yeah, looks like Jack in the Box is loose in the stands, killing hundreds in his wake. Woo! What a rush! But you saw it with your own eyes. McDonald's with the surprise upset. But it shouldn't be. With each round, McDonald's put up solid numbers, never falling too far behind. It was 3rd in monetary return on investment, 2nd in free calories, and its fantastic 8-burger finale allowed it to just nick Hardee's at the end. That being said, if you're someone who's not interested in redeeming free burgers and just wants free cash and calories, Hardee's is head and shoulders the best deal in town. And as for Jack in the Box, its last, and 4th place finishes in our 3 categories wasn't gonna save it from being the worst rewards program in this or any universe. But I guess it's better than having no rewards program? I gotta say, I'm so hyped from this competition, I kinda wanna do it again. Let me know in the comments if you want us to do the same thing with something like pizza places, coffee houses, or dare I say, some chicken? But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Buen provecho. And if you want me to put my money where my taste buds are, click the card to watch me pit fast food double quarter pounders head to head. And as always, I'll see you next week.